Lake Eyre is pretty spectacular, as anyone who's been there knows. I was really lucky to go when I went, because normally Lake Eyre north fills from rains coming through from Queensland. But when I was there this time, what had happened was in November it had nearly double the normal rainfall, and I think the fifth highest in history. And then in January, the seventh highest in history, and probably more rain was dumped there than over the last 50 years, so I'm told, over the summer period. So the filling of the lake was from local rainfall at this stage. I mean, water is now coming in through the north, but it's pretty spectacular to see Lake Eyre south from the local rains, I guess, and that was pretty good and rare to see.
Where do the colours come from, Doug? We've seen, we're looking at a picture now, really vivid kind of pinks, reds, blues, greens. What's causing that?
Yeah, well, the part of it is because of the local rains, the desert started to flourish. So what you would normally see around the edges of the lake and around Anna Creek Station would be red desert for a lot of it. So part of it is the local rains causing the native vegetation to flourish. And then on top of that, you start getting algal blooms and just the mixing of the saline and the runoff, and you just get these spectacular colours, especially if you fly early in the morning. So some of these photos that have gone up have been around the lake area, and others are actually in the lake itself, the North Lake and the Southern Lake. But as I said, the incredible thing is the South Lake is starting to fill because of local rains, and that normally doesn't happen. What normally happens is the North Lake fills and then it overflows into the south. But at the moment, it's filling from local desert rains as well, which makes it truly spectacular. So that photo you can see up now is what would normally be just red desert, and you can see muddy pools of water and the local vegetation flourishing green. And you'll also get to see the salt pans as well. And I think the photos that are up at the moment is just the incredible salt pans of Lake Eyre with the colours formed from crustaceans and just the natural beauty of runoff and erosion and the colours in the soil.
And the rain doesn't just bring a change in the look of Lake Eyre, which is huge, isn't it? It's 9,000 kilometres long, but the rain brings a lot of wildlife and activity too.
Yeah, when I was there wasn't so much. So when it's full, it's about 9,500 kilometres square. The two lakes, the north one is about 144 kilometres long and 65 kilometres wide. The south one is about 65 long and 24 kilometres wide. And what you'll, when they fill, as I said, you get about 9,500 square kilometres of lake, which is pretty spectacular to see. It's the largest inland lake in Australia, and indeed is one of the last remaining pristine desert river systems in the world, which of course means we also need to protect that.
And you took the pictures from a plane with no door on the passenger side beside you. You were strapped in, I hope. But
yes,
still,
I was.
You're not bothered by heights then. How was it?
No, and that's one of the great things, that you can do that with the right pilots. You take off the door and you get to see it not through a window that you would normally see, but you get to see it live with no glass in between. And of course, being a photographer, you want as less interference as possible. So it's great. It's pretty fun. It's a bit of a challenge. You put your camera out through the door and you're battling winds of 200 kilometres an hour, but it's worth it.
Sure is. Lovely to see your work. Doug Gibbishy, thank you so much.
Thanks very much for your time.